So far, no luck, but we're going to continue our search in the lumber area.
Where are the real men? Where have you gone to? And I'm talking handymen.
There's no good masculine men out there who can actually help me with the basic necessities of life.
I'm confident we have masculine men out there. They just don't want to deal with your attitude.
You know, a lot of people say they're gonna pick up guys at Home Depot, but I'm gonna show you guys how it's really done, okay?
All the good men aren't taken. They're just extremely hard to find.
Going to Home Depot to look for a handyman boyfriend.
I'm gonna tell you where you're gonna find your man at.
Everyone is on survival mode. That's why they're storming Home Depot looking for a man. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Going to Home Depot to find a husband. Walking around. No see yours, please. Spotted, maybe. Me pretending to be interested in this. Okay.
I don't like 50-50. I don't do coffee dates. I don't care how much money I ever make. I still want my man to pay for everything. He should pick me up. He should drop me off. He should buy me Ubers. In exchange, he gets to not embarrass me and breathe my air. I think it's pretty fair. I think we're even Stevens. Otherwise, I don't need a man just to have a man. This is for me. For the guys who are mad, though. Cry about it.
If she doesn't need a man, but still requires many things from a man, then she's selfish as hell. So what I'm seeing is a man dealing with a newborn baby that can talk. What's in it for the man? Not embarrassing her and gets to breathe her air. Yeah, she's not a good person. Ha! Now there's the self-entitled narcissist that keep us from wanting to date. This is what you call delusional. I really wonder what man is going to put on a cape and grant this woman wishes. She's not looking for a man. She's looking for a daddy. Basically, your job as her man will be to babysit her while she does nothing. You ever wonder where these types of women get this entitlement from? Well, I'll tell you, it comes from their imaginations. It comes from the illusion that they create in their minds. They walk around with that in their heads, thinking that their presence is enough for a man to invest in them. Basically, to them, just being born a woman is enough.
The worst part about living where I live is not only the fact is that everybody is married or in a relationship, engaged, about to get married, and has a family, is that you can't even date. I mean, like, I am single and young. I have my own apartment. You think I would be able to have a sneaky link, a situationship. You can't even have that. So I'm going insane. I need to be tied to a tree because this is just unfair. It's like I can't even really be in my youth and explore certain things because everyone's fucking married. Do you know what this is like?
I don't know if this is some kind of joke. But is this woman really complaining about not being able to get ran through by having sneaky links? This is actually quite sad, because instead of worrying about looking for a man, she's more worried about getting smashed by chads. I guess this is one of the negative effects of hookup culture, and I never understood why women need sneak links or situationships to explore themselves. What's the logic behind that?
You know, a lot of people say they're gonna pick up guys at Home Depot, but I'm gonna show you guys how it's really done, okay? Don't be wearing your like Louis and whatever Prada or whatever bags you have. Because if they see that, like, you know, those like really large bags, because then they're gonna be like, oh my God, like I can't even afford her. I'm not even gonna come near her. So you want to look a little modest. Once you're inside, you have to act extra lost. Pretend you lost your mom and you can't find her. You want to go straight to plumbing, okay? You're not going to find anybody in the tile section. Nobody's going to help you out there. So now you have the contractor's phone number. So what do you do next? You throw that shit away, okay? Because most of those guys are married. You need to leave them alone.
I just want to know, where do all the single men hang out at? Are you guys at a bar? Like, do I need to start going to the bars? Because Hinge at the moment is just a disappointment. So definitely not on Hinge. Are you just hibernating at home? Obviously, I'm not going to be able to find you at the house playing cards. Do I need to start going to Bunnings more often? I need to start going to like footy games. Like, where do I need to go to find some nice, eligible single bachelors or single men that are actually decent? I'm sure many of us single women are curious to know where we're going to meet someone, because social media is not it. My friends don't have friends that they can hook me up with. Or are you going through like a divorce right now? So you're just kind of finalizing those. Anyways, no offense, but yeah, let me know, because we are curious and we want to know, where do you all hang out?
We're everywhere, but we get ignored. I'm real, so where do we meet women that actually want to meet decent guys like myself? Yes, I want to know too. All the dating apps are a dumpster fire, building their empires. Conferences, trade shows, networking events. Depends what men you're looking for, I guess. Women act like men just gave up on dating because they wanted to. What happened is, these men were forced to stop dating. They got tired of being rejected, disrespected, or treated as an option while putting in all the effort. It wasn't some sudden decision to walk away. It was a reaction to years of being undervalued and taken for granted. Men are human, and there's only so much they can take before they decide enough is enough. Many men realize that dating, as it stands now, no longer benefits them.
When people are asking where are all the single, good women out there, they're in their home, of course. You're never gonna find us because we're at home hiding. Duh! Do you think you're gonna find us in bars? No. Do you think you're gonna find us in clubs? No. We're at home, watching TV, reading a book. Maybe we're probably a little bit of a homebody, or just traveling the world. What are your thoughts?
Finally, my first time getting hit on in Home Depot.
And how did that go?
And he's not even attractive.
Well, that's unfortunate. Perhaps next time one should hold up a sign saying, "Don't bother hitting on me unless one happens to be attractive. Only attractive men need apply."
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
A person could only guess.
But I'm here all the time. So for all you people who are like, go to Home Depot, that's where all the men are. No, they're not.
The men are actually there. But the thing that one is failing to take into consideration is that men have been told repeatedly by women not to approach them because that could be considered creepy or even harassing behavior. And the men have been paying attention because since they have no way of knowing what each woman considers to be attractive, they are just playing it safe and not even bothering. So my recommendation is, if one really wants to get a man's attention at a hardware store, which is full of tools and possible project ideas, one had probably better approach him.
Facts, to be honest, these days I don't even try, and rather just be alone. Always play it safe. Otherwise, a misunderstanding can have bigger issues. Men are at Home Depot to look for supplies, not to pick up women. It's become that toxic nowadays for men to approach women. I don't even bother. Nowadays, life's just easier. It's only considered creepy to approach a woman at Home Depot when you're not seen as attractive. If the same guy was tall, fit, and conventionally good-looking, the narrative would be different. It really highlights how attraction plays a huge role in how men's actions are perceived. What's often called creepy from one man could be seen as charming from another, simply based on looks. And let's be real, most of the men at Home Depot are just there to get their supplies and go. They're focused on their work, handling their responsibilities, and probably aren't thinking about taking on the weight of another relationship or situation. The idea that they're scoping out potential partners while shopping for tools is a stretch. Most of them are there for a specific purpose, not to be someone's savior or to pick up an extra load of emotional baggage.
There's no good masculine men out there who can actually help me with the basic necessities of life. And so I gotta do it all on my own. When we get to the extreme of hyper independence, we come to this belief that we no longer need the presence of a man, or that we no longer need the presence of anybody. We end up leaving no room for a high quality man into our lives. who wants to provide, who wants to show up, can you set the intention to actually make room to receive that man?
That's exactly why it's hard for these women to date. If a man comes into the relationship and sees that you're already established, financially secure, and acting like you don't need him, he's going to wonder where he fits in. If a woman's attitude is, "I've got it all under control, I don't need you for anything," then what's left for him to offer? It's not that men want to dominate. They just want to feel valued and know they bring something important to the table. The issue isn't that there aren't enough masculine men. It's that these women don't leave a space for a man to be a man in the relationship. Men need to feel like they're adding something, whether it's protection, guidance, or emotional support. But when a woman operates like she's fully self-sufficient and doesn't require that from him, he starts to feel unnecessary. Instead of them saying there's no masculine men, they should work on being feminine and leave room for a man to come in to be a man.
Going to Home Depot to look for a handyman boyfriend. Or he can just come find me in the garden section.
All the good men aren't taken. They're just extremely hard to find. A majority of us are left with one of two options. You can either wait 3 or 4 years till all the married get divorced, or you can continue to pick from the clearance rack and hope that you luck up and find something stashed in between the hangers. It's like, y'all ever been to Ross? Y'all ever been shopping at Ross? Ross be having some, but you gotta like go through every hanger and every aisle to find that gem. Every once in a while you gonna find some fly though. And that's just what it's like dating right now. It's giving Ross. It's giving Ross.
Every woman has a good man that would treat her right in her phone, saved as corny dude. The good men are the ones y'all friend zone. We're not hard to find. Y'all just have too many requirements before giving a brother a chance. It's hilarious listening to women talk about this like they didn't contribute to this problem. There's good men. It's just people are prioritizing the wrong thing. People need to start prioritizing the character of the person.
Be honest with me, what is the real reason why you're single right now?
I'm so glad you asked. Let's get into it. So I've been single for a while now, and during that time, I made sure to really figure out what I wanted out of life and what I wanted out of a partner. And ironically enough, during that time, I also moved away from my home. So I moved out to California from New York and was really all on my own. And I really came to find out that there really is nothing anybody can offer me that I cannot provide for myself. I'm able to travel by myself. I'm able to have dinner by myself, go to the movies by myself. Like, I genuinely just enjoyed my own company. And because I do things on my own term, I am really disappointed. So when someone comes into my life and tries to take a part of my time, you have to be pretty exceptional for me to risk disappointment. So when these boys come into my life and act all pressed like, is there another man? The answer is no. You're not competing against another man. You're competing against me. And quite frankly, most of you guys are losing.
Well, we know why she's single. I don't really understand why some women think competing with their man is some kind of turn-on or something. It's really just stressful and incredibly annoying. I've never met a man who says, "Hey, I just finished a long day of work. Now let me go home and compete with my girlfriend." No man is looking for that kind of dynamic. Relationships are supposed to be a source of peace and support, not a battleground for who's more accomplished or dominant. When a woman views her relationship as a competition, it creates tension instead of partnership. It turns what should be a place of mutual respect and collaboration into a constant power struggle. Men aren't looking for someone to outdo them. They're looking for a partner who will build with them, not against them. The idea of "I'm better than you" or "I don't need you" just pushes men away, because at the end of the day, no one wants to feel like they're in a rivalry with the person they're supposed to love. This competitive attitude is exactly what's keeping her single.
Do you think that women know how to treat men in relationships?
Absolutely not. No chance.
Okay. And that is literally just saying to a man, like, "I respect you. Thank you so much for the hard work that you've put in."
Yeah. And I think it's that simple. It's not an overcomplicated question. We both provide, and hey, just say thanks for whatever the hell it might be. Or, you work 80 hours a week. From her side, you're never home. From your side, you're like, do you have any idea what's going through my head? I'm trying to provide a lifestyle. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. But it's not reciprocated of, hey, I understand what you're doing for us. It's, oh, you're just doing it because that's what you want to do. You don't want to be home.
If he stopped working, what do you think the outcome would be?
Probably not good.
Yeah. Imagine that being in the back of your head at all times.
Yeah.
Men who do this are highly attractive to women. What qualities truly make a man sexy and attractive? The answer may surprise you, and no, it's not being 6 feet, having raging abs, or being super rich, so bear with me. I've asked various women what they truly look for, and they've all said something that really surprised me, and it's not being athletic, tall, or rich. One trait that seems to have the potential to trump all the other qualities I just listed is your masculinity. Women often say, I fell for him because he makes me feel like a woman. So when you're able to embrace your healthy masculine identity, that's when a woman can truly feel like a woman around you.
I just refuse to believe this statement. Every man knows the answer is money and being 6 feet tall. Women don't even question men about their character anymore. They question him about how much he has in his wallet or how much is in the bank. It's almost as if the qualities that used to matter, honesty, loyalty, kindness, have taken a back seat to superficial things like height and financial status. We've shifted from a time when people cared about who you were on the inside to a culture where what you can provide materially is the deciding factor. It's no wonder so many men feel like they're in a constant uphill battle. Instead of being valued for their integrity or work ethic, they're judged based on arbitrary standards like their height or the size of their paycheck.
Where are the real men? Where have you gone to? And I'm talking handymen, men that can fix things, men that can do manly things. Where are you?
Where are they? They're off enjoying life. They're doing the manly things that you think they don't do anymore. They're hunting, they're fishing, they've gone golfing, they're hanging out with their buds, and those things around the house, they've already done them. In fact, they do them ahead of time so they don't become a problem. Those things that you all claimed aren't really a big deal, that only take a few minutes here and there. Nothing like having to, spend the 3 minutes it takes to load a dishwasher or put a load of laundry in the washer. And now, ladies, after telling us for decades that you didn't want us, didn't need us, you're strong and independent, you can do anything a man can, men have heard you, and they're letting you do exactly that. And y'all have suddenly figured out that, well, maybe that's not what we wanted. We don't want to have to do those dirty jobs and possibly break a nail or get our hair and makeup messed up. We don't want to have to climb ladders or go into dirty, spider-infested basements to have to do some repairs. We don't want to do any of that. And some of you figured, well, we'll just hire men to come in and do that, only to find out that's gotten pretty expensive now, if you can even find one because they're so busy. You ladies created this situation. Now you get to own it, which begs the question, why are you asking these questions? You already know the answer. The problem is you don't want to acknowledge that you're the ones responsible for it. You don't want to have to take accountability that you told men to go away and they've done just that. And I hate to break it to you ladies, but they ain't coming back anytime soon.
We were looked down on, so we went off on our own, hiding from crazy women and enjoying life. They are fixing the stuff and admiring their workmanship. We don't need the honey-do list that never ends. Working, fixing things around the house, and enjoy life, going out on weekends, going on vacation. Well, if women are looking for a handyman, they can just Google one. It seems like these women are searching for men to take the load off their backs and ease their lives, especially after they've been shouting for years about how much they don't need men. It's ironic how, after all the talk about independence and not needing a man, they suddenly realize a man's value once he's done and given up. It's like they only wake up to what men bring to the table when it's too late. What's even more frustrating is how they act like men are just supposed to be waiting in the wings, ready to swoop in when they finally had enough of doing it alone. These women spent years pushing men away, saying they're better off without them, only to turn around and expect those same men to come and save them when things get tough. It's no wonder men are tired. Why should they step in when they've already been shown they aren't needed or appreciated until it's convenient? They are done.